Hey there everybody, this is Piper here and welcome to another Total War battle. So this is the next 1v1 battle that I played online against the player called CPL Beretta on 3rd Age Total War. And again, I'm just a complete beginner with this mod. I haven't really played it that much. Played some of the campaign, went through the High Elves campaign, but I don't really know too much about the factions, which factions have the best units and which units are the best, or the right combination of units to bring. But just for a laugh, I went Rohan. Always been a fan of the Lord of the Rings films, and just check out the unit detail on these cavalry, because that's really good unit detail. Look at the designs. So the creators of this mod have spent a lot of time trying to get all these units to be like the films. And probably one of the best mods I've actually ever played, 3rd Age Total War. Quite a lot of players play it online. Sometimes it can be quite hard to get in a game that connects. You can quite often get a good 1v1, but when you've got multiple players in the battle, it can be a little bit tricky getting it all to connect properly. But anyway, I've gone for Rohan in this battle. Again, like I've seen before, not too sure what are the best units. So I went for a good cavalry army. So again, I should have said at the previous battle, this was actually a 15k battle, and one of the rules that my opponent specified was 5 cavalry max. Now looking back, probably quite a large disadvantage for Rohan because infantry isn't really the best. I've gone for a pike in the centre, I've got more pike on the left hand side, or spearmen, and I put more spearmen on the right flank as well. These are actually swordsmen. The cavalry, got 2 cavalry there and 3 cavalry on the left hand side. These are actually the Royal Guard. So just look at the detail on those units. The shield, the armour, and we've got archers in the centre. And the archers aren't really the best for Rohan. So I'm probably at a bit of a disadvantage in this battle. Okay, we're going to speed this up and we'll check out my opponent's army. I think he went for Harad. And these are it's like the evil force of the east. Yeah, so we went for Harad, CPL Beretta, and after this battle, I went back to look at the stats, and he brought quite a powerful army. He's got 4 units of Serpent Guard on the right flank, and just look at the detail on these units. They're pretty epic. He's got unit of Serpent Guard in the centre as well. He's also got some units of dismounted Serpent Guard in the centre. These guys don't have cavalry. He's also got Muhad tribesmen. Just look at the detail, they're pretty amazing. Don't have much armour. He's got trollmen as well. So because he's brought so many Serpent Guard, he would have actually had to pay a premium for these extra units of Serpent Guard. And he would have done the same as well in the centre. But because these guys have so good stats, it's probably worth it, to be honest. So I'm going to move forward my archers. So what I really want to do is I really want to sort of kill his cavalry with my cavalry, then use the archers and then surround at the end and get a rout. But I didn't know that these cavalry were so good. These are probably better than my cavalry. They've got a good charge, good spear, and I do have the spearmen. I think these guys are probably slightly better than the swordsmen versus cavalry than his ones. So his archers are firing against my Erling archers. So I'm going to pull over my spearmen, or my dismounted Royal Guard, pull over my 3 units of cavalry, or Royal Guard cavalry. Hopefully going to try and catch some of these units of enemy cavalry. Move forward my archers, trying to get some kills on that incoming Serpent Guard charge. He's going to get the charge there against my archers. But I am getting some good kills there against his cavalry. So keeping my swordsman on the right hand side, got my 2 units of archers here. I think they've actually suffered a bit of damage from the enemy archers. So on the left hand side, we're actually going to charge the Serpent Guard with the Hiram Raw Guard. So we got the first charge in there, so that was an advantage for us. He was a bit late to pull out there. We've moved over some units of... They're actually archers right there. So we've got our cavalry right here. They're dismounted Royal Guard. Got one coming here for a charge versus the enemy cavalry. He's going to catch my unit archers there. Nothing really much I can do. These guys are called Helm and Gas. So it looks like they're fairly good armour. They've got the shield in the back. But again, not really doing too much damage to his main infantry force. These tribal units are really good for the price. So we're going to pull around my forces. He's getting some good shots in there with his archers. Check out the left hand side. If we can, where is it? So that's our archers there. So that's the main cavalry battle between my cavalry and the Serpent Guard. And he's going to have the advantage here. He does have more cavalry in the sector. Seem to have pulled it back slightly. I'm using the archers to try and shoot the backs of the Serpent Guard. And I'm going to charge in the Royal Guard, try and get some kills on those archers. Getting some bad shots in the back there from the archers. Not really much I can do here. He's going to do a double charge versus my pike. Where they're actually my units there. I'm going to charge in the cavalry versus his archers. They were actually my cavalry coming around. And we're keeping our swordsmen quite far back. And still got the archers in the centre. They've taken a lot of damage from the enemy archers. And hopefully we can kill off these archers and then we can start surrounding the enemy main force. So at the back, it looks like we actually won a battle at the back there versus his Serpent Guard. He's actually withdrawn what remains of his force on the left hand side. We've got another unit of Serpent Guard attacking my archers. And probably the start of the battle has gone quite well. I have lost a lot of cavalry. When you bear in mind that I have killed 3 or 4 units of Serpent Guard, or reduced them significantly. But these units are super powerful, especially the Muhad tribesmen. So you ever watched the Battle of Minas Tirith? I think that's the main battle in the 3rd film of Lord of the Rings. These are actually the guys that ride the big elephant things. You do get the elephants with this faction, but these are the guys that are actually riding on top of them. This might be the general right there actually. So we've done a lot of damage to the enemy archers. I don't want to I could have finished off these archers, but obviously we don't want to spend too much time killing the enemy archers. It's really the main force right here that needs to die. So we're going to withdraw our forces. So each time we actually withdraw, we actually lose men. He actually shoots the back of me. But we still have a lot of... These ones are called Red Heavy Lancers. They have the axe. And we're going to get caught slightly there by the charge, but we're going to charge in the rest of the cavalry. That was actually a really good charge there. He's going to pull over a unit of trollmen. We've got 3 units of dismounted Royal Knights, or dismounted Royal Guard. They're going to come in. They're a little bit tired from all the running. And we'll check out what the archers are firing at. These guys are going for the Serpent Guard. So the battle plan is gone as I expected actually. We've done a lot of damage with the cavalry. We've got our missile tips coming back over here. Our spearmen are coming over here to attack the backs of the trollmen. So that's quite a good pincer movement right there. But we haven't been able to do that much damage to the enemy infantry force. The Muhad tribesmen are pretty powerful, and so are the Serpent Guard. And he's got a lot of troops here. So he's going to charge forward the tribesmen versus the Serpent Guard, versus the dismounted Lancers. So defeat seems certain. We've got our 3 units of swordsmen, we've got the Riddermark axemen. I mean, just look at the detail on that unit. So the battle at the back between the cavalry and the dismounted royal guard. We should actually win here, but it's going to take a long time to kill the cavalry. Cavalry are still fairly high number, there's actually 29. They're getting shot at the back though. I've got my unit of archers there. 2 units of archers. And he's also got a unit of archers there as well. So we actually be able to get the outflank on the enemy. We're attacking from all sides now, like the plan at the start. But at this point in the battle, we've probably lost too many cavalry. We don't have enough high quality infantry to kill this amount of elite warriors. The Serpent Guard are elite units and they're really good. He's coming around for the outflank, and that's going to cause a lot of morale damage against my troops. So we've actually switched to flaming arrows. Got a unit of archers there, we're getting some really good shots in the back. But he still has the unit of Serpent Guard. So these guys have lasted a long time in battle. So we're pulling over the helm and gas. These guys probably have the advantage versus these Muhad tribesmen. Looks like these guys are throwing in some sort of javelins. But it just says defeat seems certain, defeat seems certain, defeat seems certain. We're getting crushed everywhere. And that was quite a good volley there, getting some good shots in there versus the enemy. I mean, obviously the rear is exposed there. And they're getting some good rear attacks versus the Muhad tribesmen. But then he still has the 2 units of... I think he's got 2 trollmen this side, left side. Dismounted Serpent Guard and Muhad tribesmen. My Erland swordsmen are routing, and so are... I think there's another unit that actually routed there as well. So it's going to be a win for Beretta. Again, well played to Beretta. I thought good selection of army there. Again, I was complete noob online. I didn't know that Harad was one of the major sort of online factions. But good selection, good use of the infantry, and well played using the cavalry. Even though the cavalry was far better than mine for the price, I thought he used the cavalry really well and he picked his spots really well. And good use of the archers as well. So that's a win for the enemy, win for Beretta. Again, just playing this for a bit of fun. Hope you've enjoyed this battle. Again, I only got this mod a couple of days ago, Third Age Total War. If you haven't actually got this mod, or you're a big fan of Lord of the Rings, it's probably one of the best out there at the moment. Again, this could have easily been released as a full game, and I'm sure many people would actually have paid for it. But we're going to speed this up. That's the end of the battle. Not really too much left. There's some lancers there. We've got some archers. But again, not really much hope of victory when you've got all the infantry right there. So that's me just admit a defeat right there. That was a clear defeat. And was a win for Beretta. So hope you've enjoyed this battle replay. Again, if you haven't played Third Age Total War, definitely check it out. It's one of the best Lord of the Ring games mods I've ever seen. It's a lot of fun there, even if you just play campaign, it's a lot of fun. Hope you've enjoyed this battle replay. If you haven't already, like, comment and subscribe. This is Piper signing off.